Y'all, my thoughts and opinions have changed about this epoxy floor guy and the Jeffree Star situation. Though I do still stand by half of the stuff that I said, you guys, because I still think that this guy was fully aware what he was doing and his intentions while going out to Jeffree Star's ranch. I do think Jeffree knew his intentions when he came out to the ranch. But you guys, now I think this was staged. I think it was staged. I think this happened for a reason. Now, this was super controversial and came out of nowhere. So whenever this happened, I didn't even think about his Scorpio palette that is coming out on his birthday this month. So, you guys, this is going to dig us into why I think this is staged. Around the times that influencers go to drop their makeup launches or whatever, you guys, they usually stir up some controversy just to get their name out there and just to get more attention to what they're doing. I have seen some rumors floating around the internet that this guy is Jeffree Star's ex. I don't see why he would fly him out there to do some work on his house, blah, blah, blah. If it was his ex, it could be his ex and they just left off on bad terms. But if it is his ex, you guys, I think this goes to prove a little bit further into my point that this could have been a staged scenario where he's like, hey, like, help me stir up the pot so I can drop this makeup launch and have like a little bit more of a bang. Now, something else that has been bothering me, you guys, is him recently being involved with Eugenia Cooney. Came out of nowhere, you guys. She just randomly one day decided to venture out from her little kingdom of her bedroom and fly out to Wyoming to visit Jeffree at his ranch. When I posted the video initially talking about what had went down at Jeffree Star's ranch, I was excited for her because, girl, we haven't seen her leave that bedroom in how long under Deb's little control, so I was so excited to see her actually get out of the house. But then I found out that Deb was still with her, so it kind of took my shock level down. But then, you guys, Jeffree has known Eugenia for over a decade. They've known each other since back in the MySpace era, and they have not met up since. I feel like Jeffree, when he stated that he wants to check on all his friends' mental health, that's why he has Eugenia out there. He's just checking on his friend. I mean, I think that should have been done if he was very concerned about his friend during the Kyrie cosplay with the Kingdom of Hearts when that huge controversy circulated around Eugenia Cooney. You had Corey, who was a popular streamer, call 911 on Eugenia Cooney during this time. So I feel like if Jeffree was really concerned for her, he would have done something a lot sooner. But you guys, his Gothic Beach palette was released not too long ago, so it does kind of make sense to pull the Gothic Queen herself from the internet, Eugenia Cooney, up to help promote this palette. And I feel like that's kind of what he did. I feel like he pulled Eugenia in, kind of used her to help promote this palette, and then Rich Lux, of course, has been on the ride the entire time. Just how Spill Sesh is going to be there for Manny MUA in the future, hyping him up and keeping him out of too big of scandals with her. I think she's going to probably do more positive coverage of him now that they actually met. I think it's going to be a little bit sticky of a situation for her. She's going to be posting negatively about him. I don't see that happening, you guys, because she did now establish that she is friends with Manny MUA. I think that her coverage of him is kind of going to be a little bit more positive. So I feel like that's kind of like what Rich Lux is doing with Jeffree. I feel like Jeffree kind of picked Rich Lux because Rich is kind of up Jeffree's ass in a way. He just wants to be there. He wants this hype and this recognition for being his friend. So I think that that's kind of like what he's doing right now, is just covering him in the best light possible, and Jeffree is eating it up. So you guys, this is just a toxic trio, and I think that Jeffree kind of used Eugenia to promote his Gothic Beach palette because, I don't know, they've been friends since MySpace and never met, and then now all of a sudden, during his Gothic Beach palette release, he's like, let me just hang out with Eugenia Cooney. She's a hot topic, like, right? This will help promote my palette a little bit better. And it's not just Jeffree Star that does this. I feel like a lot of people who do drop their makeup brands kind of stir up some controversy or stir the pot a little bit just to get their name out there. So when their brand is released, it has a little bit more of a hype going with it. You know, Jeffree is pretty popular. I don't see why he would have to stir the pot just to get his palette more views in a way. But you guys, I just want to take a look at his last palette, or not his very last palette that was released, but one of the last controversies I remember surrounding one of his palettes, which is going to be the cremated palette. And you guys, this palette was released like right at the hype, like the height of COVID. Now, a lot of fans and people who weren't even fans of his and just came across this palette were pretty in shock that it was called cremated, and it was right around the hype of COVID. And you guys, COVID really claimed a lot of lives. So I feel like him dropping this makeup palette called cremated with these grayish, bluish undertones that really make somebody look like they're unalive, it definitely did stir the pot. A lot of people were not okay and not happy about this drop, and some of the shades, y'all, are insane, such as Life Insurance, Last Look, and Casket Ready, which, as you can imagine, while they are funny names, I will admit it wasn't that funny to a lot of people because COVID and just the time it was dropped, it just left a bad taste in people's mouth with Jeffree and this palette. I just want to wrap up this video a little bit and give some thoughts now. I just think this is so sick, you guys. If he is stirring up all this controversy just to kind of get some attention and go to his palette, I feel like that just makes Tanner look terrible. And if Tanner really got paid to do this, like, this is definitely going to affect him and his career with epoxy flooring moving forward, in my opinion. Now, talking about Eugenia Cooney and addressing her being around Jeffree during all these times, and she's currently flying out to LA for this little drop party that he's doing, and that's also going to be in the next video that I'm going to be covering for you guys. But this is just crazy. I don't know how to feel about this. I feel really hurt for her that she's being used by Jeffree and Rich Lux for the situation, and I don't know. I really hoped that he had good intentions with her, but I am not seeing it now. Just this whole Gothic Beach palette, then inviting her out to his ranch right after the drop, and then, I don't know, I feel like he's really using everybody in his path right now just to his advantage. And I can already hear the comments going off, well, Revoke, he's done this forever. It's not like he's just now deciding to use people. This is a pattern of his. And this is well understood on my end, and you guys, I know the last couple videos might have seemed like I was on Jeffree's side, but I'm really just taking this from a third-party perspective and covering what I see and what I think about the situation. And I did think, you guys, if you check out that last video that I made about this situation, I was not on Tanner's side, and I'm still not on Tanner's side, but I do think he was used more than what he thinks he was. Anyways, you guys, this whole situation is a complete freaking mess. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Do you think that this was possibly staged? I'm thinking it was staged. Now I am, at least. I didn't know about it before. I was pretty iffy, but just seeing and understanding that this palette is coming out, you guys, and Jeffree has been away from YouTube for a while. He's been on TikTok every day now, but he's still updating people about his palette drops on YouTube. I feel like since people are going to be making YouTube videos about this situation, I feel like this is, going to give him some traction. And I think that's exactly what Jeffree wanted. I would also love to hear your thoughts about the comment about him using Eugenia Cooney for his Gothic Beach palette reveal, because I kind of feel like that's the case as well. As I said, you guys, they've had so much time to meet in the past, and especially if he was concerned about her, the Kyrie, whatever it was, the Kingdom roleplay, cosplay that she did, you guys, I feel like that was when he should have intervened instead of now around his Gothic palette release. But anyway, it's just completely messy. These are just my thoughts and opinions. I hope they don't offend you, and if they do, revoke this channel. Anyways, that has been it for this video, you guys. My name is Revoke. Please subscribe for more content. I usually never say this, but I'm trying to get to 5K. I am on the road to that, and this has been a slow approach. So subscribe if you would like to help me hit that goal. With that being said, I plan to take into consideration all of your guys' thoughts and opinions a lot more in my future content. I would love to hear what kind of videos you would like to hear my thoughts on, or what kind of content you would like me to react to going forward with you guys in the future. Thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity to be on this little platform. So I really appreciate you guys. And with that being said, I'll catch you in my next video.